Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to the video. Today we are going to be talking about keeping it simple in the gym so that you can see the results you are looking for. But before we get into that, my name is Noah. I am the founder of Get Her Done Fitness, and I made it my mission to help all young men get the body and confidence you've always wanted. And there are currently a few seats available in my one-to-one coaching where I'm helping young men do exactly that. I'm helping you gain the muscle and confidence you've always wanted in just 12 weeks, right? Because I've been through all the ups and downs, all the trial and error, so that you don't have to. Because I've gained 40 pounds in the last 3 years, so I'm pretty confident that I can help you to make an insane transformation, because I'm going to be giving you the simplest, most easy, clear-cut, copy-paste system and routine to help you get as jacked as possible in the next 12 weeks. And so if you don't want to miss out on that, go down below and click that first link to book a call with me, and we'll see if you are a good fit for that program. So today we are going to be talking about keeping it simple in the gym and why this is so important, okay? Because there's a lot of people that go into the gym and they try to overcomplicate it. Like, it does not need to be complicated. It's very, very, very simple how you need to be training in order to actually see the results that you want. Like, this is basically going to be how to train to see results as easy as possible. And this is what you want, right? To see results. So you want to do it as easy as possible, as simple as possible. And not to mention that if you keep it simpler, it's going to work better. And I'm going to explain exactly why, okay? So let's start off with what you don't want to do. So what you don't want to do in the gym, which I see so many people do, is that they go in and their thing is just so complicated. They're going in, they're doing like this specific exercise for 10 reps of 2, and then this exercise for 7 reps of or 7 sets of 3, and then they're doing like 30 seconds of rest in between this set, then 1 minute of rest in between this set, and then 3 minutes in between this and that. And they have like this really complicated plan when it does not need to be that complicated, right? All that you need to do is you need to go in and you need to have a very, very simple plan, a plan that you follow, but a very simple one at that. So you want to have about 3 basic movements for the muscle groups that you're training. And so if we're training back and biceps, my go-tos personally are going to be lat pull down. So lat pull down, and another one for back, like horizontal cable row, and then cable pull over, and then for biceps, something like cable curl, hammer curl, and single arm curl, or just something like that, right? So just a very simple routine, but the most important part is that it's simple, because it's easy to follow. It's not complicated. I don't need to sit here and mess with this little app on my phone that's telling me what to do for this many reps and sets. Like, I'm doing these basic movements every single day that I'm training that muscle group, and what I'm doing is that I'm just getting stronger at those. So all that I'm doing is I'm going in, I'm training those same basic movements on that day, and I'm just trying to do more weight or more reps than last time. And in doing so, I'm getting stronger, therefore I'm getting bigger, right? And then on top of that too, I'm giving myself plenty of rest. And I'm gonna go more into that in these later points, so just keep that in mind. But hopping over here, no repeat muscle groups. And I saw this a little bit ago with one of my clients where they were training their shoulders on 2 of their training days because they wanted to grow their shoulders more. That doesn't work. You do not want to repeat muscle groups in hopes of them growing more or just seeing more results with that or it being better. It's not good to repeat muscle groups on multiple days in a row. So in other words, you want to have that good 48-hour window in between muscle groups that you train. And so if you're training push-pull legs, right, that's a perfect example of where it gives you that 42 to 72 hours, that 48 to 72 hours in between the muscle groups. Because while your push muscles are resting, you're training your pull and your legs. And then while your pull muscles are resting, you're training your legs and your push, so on and so forth. And so you want to stick with something like that. Don't add in more volume on other days, back to back, where you're adding in more volume for a certain muscle group. And so in other words, like a great example is if you want to grow your arms. So most people think that if their arms are small and they want to grow their arms, that they should go in and train their arms more. They should go in and train them every day of the week, or they should go in and train them 5 days a week, right? That's not the case. So instead of going in to train your arms on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you should go in and train your arms with more intensity on the days that you're supposed to train them anyways, right? And that's actually going to lead to more growth because you're actually giving yourself that time for them to recover and grow. And so then in doing that, you're basically just going to be going in on the days you would have trained arms anyways and just sticking with your basic routine, but just training them with more intensity, training them harder, right? And that's going to be the best way to grow your arms if they're one of your weak points. And that's just an example. But my point is that don't repeat muscle groups in hopes of getting more results, because it doesn't work. You want to keep it simple. Always remember that, okay? And the second part is don't overtrain, and that's basically kind of a branch off of that first point, where you don't want to repeat those muscle groups. You want to give yourself that time to rest and recover. That 48 hours is going to be very important to get that recovery so you can go in and actually effectively train it. Because if you go in and you train it before that 48 hours or, early, then it's just going to mean that you're going to be sore and you're not going to be able to lift as much. And if you can't lift as much, then you can't break the muscle down as much. Like, you can't train as hard because you can't lift as much because you're sore and you're tired from that muscle group being trained not too long ago. And so give yourself that time so that you can go in and actually train with proper intensity, because when you give yourself that time to recover, you can go in and train even harder the next time, right? Last point is going to be rest in between sets, okay? And this is another part of keeping it simple with this basic kind of plan that I discussed, where you want to just find those core movements, stick with them, get stronger. And then the last point too is that you want to give yourself that 3 minutes of rest in between every set. About 2 to 3 minutes. Like, it doesn't have to be super precise, but about 2 to 3 minutes is going to be really good in between your sets, because that's going to give you enough time to kind of and just reset so that you can do that next set with the utmost intensity. Because any more than that 2 or 3 minutes is going to be you just kind of losing that pump, kind of losing that edge of your workout, if that makes sense. When you're kind of in the zone in your workout, and then say you get distracted, you're talking to someone for 10 minutes, right? That kind of gets you out of your zone. It's like your pump's kind of worn off. You're distracted. Like, you're not really in that zone. So to stay in that zone, don't go above 3 minutes, but then to get enough recovery, right? So that you can actually train hard that next set and just let the muscle rest. Don't go less than 2 minutes. So about 2 to 3 minutes in between those sets to stay in the zone and to give yourself enough recovery. And that is going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys found this information useful. If you never want to miss a new video, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Always remember to get her done.